Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's fantastic to have you join us today. My name is Jason Roberts. I'm from the University of Queensland, Hurst Infectious Diseases Institute and Metro North Health here in Brisbane. And it's my pleasure to introduce this first webinar for CRE Respond. So moving on to our introductory slide, I wanted to just talk to you briefly about the Centre of Research Excellence, REDUCE, which many of you will be quite familiar with. And it had funding from the Australian Health and Medical Research Funding Council, called the NHMRC, and that provided 5 years worth of support for that centre. And that funding has since run out. And so we've progressed to the next iteration of our centre, which is called CRE Respond, which essentially seeks to further the kind of work that we were doing during CRE Reduce. And so much of this relates to improving not only our knowledge of how to best use antimicrobials for treatment of infection, but also to provide education, such as what is being provided in this seminar for tonight. So this is our first webinar for the year. And last year, we had 11 meetings that we ran, and that included over 2,000 registrations from people from over 40 countries. Throughout the course of last year, we were able to add 50 recordings to our library of over 150 YouTube videos, resulting in over 9,000 views throughout 2021. And this is, of course, due to the fact that we've got wonderful people that attend these webinars, such as all of you online, but also the support that we get from our partners and sponsors. And so the University of Queensland, of course, is one of our key partners, as is CHU Nimes, a hospital that we collaborate with very strongly in France. I'd also like to acknowledge Pfizer, Gilead and Baxter as key sponsors of our education program. So throughout the rest of 2022, we'll have another OPAT Masterclass planned, as well as a seminar on precision dosing, which will be held at the end of May. And then we have a couple of other antimicrobial optimization webinars, one focused on pediatric antimicrobial optimization and another one focused on dosing of antimicrobials during renal replacement and extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, which we'll share later in the year. We have another symposium focused on microsampling as well as a method to perform pharmacokinetic studies and enable therapeutic drug monitoring and other difficult scenarios. And we'll be running another one of our pharmacokinetic modelling workshops as well. But today is all about finding solutions for drug stability, particularly in the context of hospital in the home or outpatient parenteral antimicrobial therapy scenarios. And so we've got a wonderful lineup of guests that will be presenting to us today. I'd like to just give an acknowledgement of country, which is a very traditional thing to do in Australia, and pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land in which we meet and the various lands in which we meet for the people that are present on this webinar. In Brisbane, that is the Yagara people, and we would like to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. So the first presentation for today will be given by Dr. Fakade Sime,